Okay, welcome back to another episode of The Redneck Chef. We are going to be doing curry and probably going to make it a curry vindaloo. Right now we have
Curry vindaloo?
Vindaloo. It means with heat or chili peppers or red peppers or something like that.
Hey.
It means it's going to be extra spicy.
Ah.
And in one pan we have some green peppers and potatoes. Generally a lot of curries are just meat, but we're going to add some veggies to this. We've got a chicken cooking. This is actually a lot more than we're probably going to use. Probably going to use 3 or 4 of these cut up. We're going to let all the juices cook out of them though, so we can add extra flavor to this. We are also going to be adding some chicken broth to the mix. I forgot my tripod, so I'm freehanding this. And we're not going to be using a white sauce like I sometimes do, so I'm just doing a regular broth sauce. This we're going to actually thicken with just some plain old flour. And then I'm going to let this boil, and once this is done cooking, I'll take the chicken out and then add it to this mix so that the vegetables can be soft. And then I'll add the curry powder and the chili powder. I was hoping to get some red chili flakes, red pepper flakes, but I couldn't find those. So we'll be back in. Okay, we are back for a moment. And right now, after the chicken was cooked, I've cut it up. And if anyone wants to know, the reason I actually cooked it beforehand was because for me it's a lot easier to cut the chicken up before you put it in when it's been cooked. I mean, some people say, well, you shouldn't do that, and, well, frankly, I don't care. The main reason I cook it first is if you're cooking the vegetables and the meat separately to begin with, you can then deglaze the pan and then add all the juices to the vegetables, as I actually did here. I didn't show that deglazing the pan, it's just when it still has a little, I actually still have some little tidbits here. When you do that, you can add it and it has a less chance of getting really, really cloudy. But yeah, it's the potatoes are still cooking, and right now we're going to be extracting all the flavors. And this has not been seasoned with anything other than chicken broth so far. I've already added one. I've added half of another one, and I'll probably add the remaining of that. So I'll have added a total of 2 boxes of chicken broth. You can use any one you want, but I like that one because it doesn't have the MSG that the other ones do. And I'm going to start seasoning it with curry powder, and also going to be thickening it up with the flour. I'm actually going to be adding the flour to the chicken broth while it's cold, and then add it to here before this starts to boil. That way it doesn't clump up. Okay, and we're back, and we actually had a change of plans. Apparently the person that doesn't like spice or can't handle it was kicked out of his job or something. What was the reasoning again?
I forgot.
I guess that was probably part of the reason. He probably forgot what he was doing. And I have the flour mixture right here. I'm adding some of the hot liquid to it. That way it won't clump when I add it back. And this time, well, the main reason you haven't seen anything come up for a little while is because Guy has actually been in jail.
Again?
Well, what do you mean again? He's on and off all the time. But This time he's probably not.
Usually do to some health organization.
Yeah, something like that. But right now we just have the regular curry, and we're going to be making a smaller pot that's a little spicier, and this is basically as far as we're going to go right now. And as far as we've gone, I'm going to add the rest of the liquid here, just add more flavor. And to have more sauce. I'm going to bring this back up to a boil, and it should thicken up. But today, our food is actually, someone that comes here, his mama was good enough to provide the food. I think she felt sorry that, sometimes we had to go to Guy for food because it was the only way we could feed everyone. So she was kind enough to do it this time. But I might have to thicken this a little more, but that's probably about as once it starts to boil, it'll thicken up. But that's the end of this show, and we'll show you what it looks like right before it's eaten. Okay, this is right before we eat. We have some rice. What we're gonna add, we have the one that's mostly spicy, and the other one was a smaller one that's added more spice. And that's it. That's what.
Time for food.
All right, time to eat.